Hi guys, my name is Elizabeth. I've been playing tennis for 3 years now, since my freshman year. My experience with tennis, I feel like the backhand was the hardest thing to learn, and I'm here to teach y'all how to do it. So the first step is hand placement. Your hand placement on the racket is the most important thing. If your hand placement is off, then the ball will not go directly to the position that you want. So for starters, you want your dominant hand on the bottom of the racket and your non-dominant hand on the top. Your non-dominant hand is mainly to guide it, and I've seen a lot of one-hand backhand, but since the backhand is already a complex swing, we're gonna stick to two hands. You want to have your legs parallel and even. One thing with tennis, it is a non-stop sport. You are going from side to side, you are running from corner to corner, it is constant movement. The next step is the split step. If you are trying to execute a backhand, you will always know it's a backhand if the ball is going to your left. The split step is a quick step with your outside foot, which is your left, to guide you to get into position so that you are able to plant and get ready for your swing. After your feet are planted to receive the ball, you want to drop your left foot back at an angle. However, your right foot has to follow and have your legs parallel. After you draw your left foot back, you want to drop your racket and act somewhat like dipping it in water to where you're just coming down and then bringing it up. As you're swinging, when your racket is down, you want to bend your knees and use your momentum from your left foot to push forward. Now, your whole body has to be level, because if your body is facing, where your body is facing is where your ball is going to go. So if you shift too much, your ball will go to that direction. So you want to make sure that your whole body is balanced or equal. Also that your momentum is all going to the same place. As you drop your racket, you want to bend your knees and you want to push your racket out and finish up here. It's like you're drawing a Nike check mark. So if you rewind it, it's like you're drawing a Nike check mark. So in one motion, it would look something like this and up. Now, as you're coming, make sure your racket is at an angle, because if you have it too flat, your ball will go straight to the ground. However, if you have it too pointed up, that gives your opponent a chance to slam it back at you, because your ball is just going up to where your opponent can just earn the point faster. So, feet parallel, arm down. It's like you're dipping your racket in water. Follow through. Make sure that this part of your racket is always facing down. You don't want it facing up here, you don't want it down here, you want it at like about an angle and like you're checking your time. You always want to make sure you can see your wrist. So, once you do that whole motion, get your feet back to get planted. Because you, like tennis, you will never know where your opponent is going to hit. They will look for any open spot that they can. So they'll send you to the right, they'll send you to the left, and they will always send it to your left because they're gonna think you can't backhand. But after this video, hopefully you can. So going through the motions, again, once you are back to your position and you're pulling back, you always wanna keep your eye on the ball. You have to know whether you have to go to the ball or play baseline, to where you're constantly shuffling back or sprinting forward. If the ball is short, then you still plant your feet, draw your leg back, down and up. If it's farther, you shuffle back, plant your feet, come back, down and up. It's always adjusting to ball movement. So the ball will throw you on either side of the court. You just have to be ready. The most important thing that I have walked and really took the most time on from this video is your feet. Your feet is your fundamental. Your momentum going forward will already give you that power. However, you still want to keep your knees bendable and your hips low. You want to still go through your steps of drawing back, but you also need to know your place on the court. If you are closer to the net, which is about, show them the net. It's pretty far, but you can always be closer. You have to know where, you also want to know where you want to place the ball. Your ball placement has to already be made up before you even swing, because your swing, your mind tells you how to swing, how much power needs to go behind the ball, and really how much hips and leg power that you need to send it and bring it up. You always have to finish up here, because when you finish down here, it's going to go either really to your right or it's going to go down. So as I explained, it's a non-stop back, forth, left, right motion, but the fundamentals never change, and that goes for any sport. You want to go left, plant your feet always, take that step back, and then swing. You want to come forward, plant your feet back, and even if it helps you to jump a little into position so that you can come back and come forward, that is always fine, as long as your feet are ready to be moved. Here's all the steps put together. First, grip check. Then your split step to go to your position, your feet planted, your draw back,